because I just did a live, and then I went to go share it. It's like it didn't even exist. Just gone. So obviously they're fucking around. Geo sends me all these things. They brag about murdering my friend. They just got done bragging about murdering my friend yesterday. All you have to do is go look at the screenshots of the stuff that they sent me. And now they're telling me that Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross thinks that the crimes that I'm trying to report are hilarious. They're funny. You know? Yeah. Them breaking into my house, posting videos of me being lynched, posting videos of my house burning down. The fact that this is a group of child traffickers, I don't find that funny. I don't find it hilarious in the least. I don't find them murdering my friend and then bragging about it funny. I don't find Neil Gross, Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff, and his department hanging signs all over town and getting filmed doing it with my address, my picture, and falsely claiming I'm a pedophile. I don't find that funny either. You know? The Earling, Iowa gas station explosion where they put a bomb in there. I bet the insurance commission did not find it funny when I sent them the official report and the link to the KETV news report. I bet they didn't find it funny. I bet Neil might find this child trafficking stuff funny, but I don't find it funny at all. And I don't agree with the, oh, we just need to stop attacking pedophiles. Fuck that. You know? Am I the only one who doesn't like fucking pedophiles, who wants to take a stand against them? In more than just word. That's the whole thing. In more than just word. You can flap your arms on top of a roof and say how you hate pedophiles all you want. But if you don't do anything to try and stop them, obviously you condone it by your own actions. That's how it works. The fact that I have to do another live because the 10-minute live that I just did is not even there. You know? Which is fine, because I was really angry. I got the stuff, Geo harassing the shit out of me, Daniel Dowd harassing the shit out of me. I only told 2 people yesterday that I hadn't heard from Daniel Dowd, and all of a sudden I hear from Daniel Dowd. You know? Like, that's a coincidence. But sometimes I just tell people stuff because I just want to know how it reacts, how they'll react, what will happen. I set the situation up and then let it play out so I can figure out how it worked. And now I have. Sherilyn isn't the only person that has infiltrated my life. I've known that for a quite long time. You know? Sherilyn, who's part of Famalam, who's part of my stepmother, part of Famalam. You know? Isaac Cappy was murdered over that Famalam program because they're using it for child trafficking. So of course my stepmother's on there. Fuck. Like attracts like, right? And so the whole thing about it is, I don't find any of this funny. I don't find their attacks funny. There's not 28 people in here. I've only been on here for 3 minutes. There's not 32. It's Geo. It's just him playing his games. He murdered my friend and danced around about it. He's involved with the murder of fucking Isaac Cappy. So is Daniel Dowd. They traffic fucking kids. They're involved with fucking child trafficking. And this is funny to people? Along with Michael Aquino, Gabe Hoffman, Thomas Schoenberger, Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple. They're using his Satanic Temple after-school daycare to target the kids. All of Sewertown. That Jesse Davis, Tara Joyce, Daniel Dowd, Geo Farnsworth, Alicia Ray, who calls herself the Sicilian Witch, who was supposedly the last fucking person who talked to Isaac Cappy. She's not. The last person Isaac Cappy saw was Craig Sawyer. He was the one who helped murder Isaac Cappy. Craig Sawyer. Let's see. Who else have I forgotten? There's so many fucking names. You know? They're the worker bees. And now that I'm talking about it, notice how my numbers have gone up to 52. Because they don't want anyone to listen to this shit. They don't want anyone because they think their child trafficking operation is funny. They think murdering people who try to expose this shit is funny. And they think they can't be touched. And why? Because they have people like Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross. You know? I just don't trust anybody anymore. They send me all kinds of motherfuckers. The whole situation with Nathan Stoltman. You know, the stories that I was hearing of, oh, Nathan was in and out of the hospital and they're driving him crazy and blah. The video that he did, that proof of life video, he looked great. He doesn't look like he's been in and out of fucking mental institutions. He doesn't look bad at all. You know? He doesn't look bad at all. So I don't trust that either. Because Nathan has been heavily involved. Was heavily involved with me. Heavily involved with Isaac Cappy. You know? It's all controlled opposition. You know? It's all controlled opposition. I don't know who you are, Scott. I probably am just lumping you in to a group and it's probably unfair and I'm sorry. But every time I turn around, one of these motherfuckers is in my life causing problems. Every time I turn around, all they do is target me. You know? And I'm not the only one. And then they say, oh, he's a victim. Oh, yeah. Because I'm fucking bitching about the shit that they're doing to me, which they've done to other people. They did this shit to Isaac. They did this shit to Tracy Twyman. They did this shit to Lori King. They did this shit to Max Spears. This is what the fuck they do. And then if you bitch about it, they turn themselves into the victims. Poor little pedophiles. The poor little pedophiles are just fucking kids. What's wrong with that, right? You know? Dude, I do a lot of shit. These fucking videos are not the only motherfucking thing I've done. There's a lot of shit that I'm doing behind the scenes that I just don't talk about it. You know? I just don't talk about it. Reporting that Erling, Iowa gas station explosion to the insurance commission. Because the official report doesn't at all match what was said at the KETV news thing the day that it happened. They conflict. Both can't be true. So I turned it in. I do a lot of shit. But I don't tell people because then they go out of their way to try and fuck it up. I'm sure they'll be calling the insurance commission now. Oh, you can't trust that David Shurter. He's the one who wrote that official report. I would not be surprised. You know? If that's what they said. Even though I have the email from Neil who sent it to me. You know? And the insurance company got the official report. Obviously, I didn't fucking write it. You know? And insurance companies don't like to pay for things that they're not liable for. And there was a lot of damage to that explosion. That explosion caused a lot of damage. There was a lot of money that got paid out for that. Fraudulently. Fraudulently, I might add. I don't think Neil Gross thinks the fact that I'm busting out his fucking meth operation, I don't think he thinks that's funny either. But Gio thinks it's all funny. Daniel Dowd, of course, Daniel Dowd, from what I understand, lives in his parents' basement with his kid. Boy, that's something to aspire for. No wonder they hate the fact that I own a house. And they're constantly trying to take it from me. Because they don't have it. You know? They don't have a fucking normal, decent life. They're not normal, decent people. That's just my opinion, interacting with them. I do a lot of shit. The fun thing about it is I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, so I make phone calls every fucking morning. Because I know I'm not going to get anybody, and I'm going to be able to leave detailed fucking messages on answering machines. Sending them to everything. And I don't have to talk to anybody. Let them go look. They don't need to talk to me. Phoenix Enigma, thank you. Who could forget Corey Daniel? You know? Heavily involved in all of this. Heavily involved. Goes on and on and on about how he's checked out 10 homeless camps. There's no child trafficking in any of those 10 homeless camps. Mm-hmm. Right. You know? It's not safe for truth tellers. It's not. Shit, go look at my blog and see what they send me all the time. You know? I am surprised that no one has showed up to fucking shoot me. But my phone needs to cool down because they don't like what I'm saying. 68 people and my phone needs to cool down. They don't like the fact that I'm exposing them. They don't like the fact that I'm exposing them. I'll shut my phone off. I'll come back on in a minute. Personally, man, I'm not worried about any fucking Epstein list. At this point in time, what difference would it make? You know? My phone only does this. Now I'm back to two people in here. My phone only overheats when I'm talking about stuff they don't like when I'm talking about, because otherwise I don't have any problems with it. Only on lives that I do on YouTube, and it's only certain lives when I'm exposing their child trafficking ring. So let me go through the worker bees again. The people that I know are involved with this child trafficking, because now I'm back to 44. They fucking watch everything I have. Michael Aquino, Gabe Hoffman, Thomas Schoenberger, Doug Mesner, whose real name is Doug Masico, aka Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple. It's the Satanic Temple after school daycare they're using to target the kids. You know? His Emily Thorne, Skills. Now she's calling herself Siren. Back up to 58. This is what they do. Because they don't want anyone to hear what I have to say. Then you have the whole sewer town. Geo Farnsworth, Daniel Dowd, who came into my town and laughed and bragged about murdering my friend Owen. Just bragged about it last night. Just bragged about it last night. Again. You know, because they think it's funny. Corey Daniel, Phoenix Enigma. His wife, Alicia Ray, the Sicilian Witch. Jesse Davis, DeFango. Craig Sawyer. Tara Joyce. You know? Nobody's off their meds, dude. That's the shit that they say to actually dismiss people. Oh, he's off of his meds. Like, that's going to make a difference. Like, that makes any difference. Fucking an anonymous motherfucker who comes in here saying shit, and they think they have more credibility than someone who actually is showing their face, uses their name, and just says the same shit over and over and over again. 68 people. There's not 68 people in here. They're sending porn bots in here. You know? 83. This is all Geo and Daniel Dowd. And why? Because they murdered my friend and just laughed about it again last night. You know? Just laughed about it again last night. They're involved in child trafficking, and I do not agree with Cruz. Senator Cruz. You know? No. I will never stop attacking fucking pedophiles. Flat the fuck out. You know? Don't like pedophiles. Didn't say, can we not stop? He said, let's stop murderers, and let's stop rape, and then let's stop attacking pedophiles. You know? Didn't say anything about not attacking murderers, not attacking rapists. Just pedophiles. We don't want to... And for being a Freudian slip, that's quite the fucking Freudian slip. Yeah, it says 93 on my end. There's not 93 people in there. These are all porn bots. And Geo Farnsworth is such a fucking dumbass. He'll follow it up with another email. I bet when I get off here, I'll have the same fucking email over and over and over. Because he's fucking stupid. He must be drinking. There's not 69 people in here. They're fucking bots. I've dealt with this before. Over and over and over. You know? I've dealt with this before. Over and over and over. It's a bunch of fucking child killers who want to protect their operation. And they don't want it exposed. And I don't give a shit. I'm going to do whatever I can to expose it. I'm going to call it out. Don't give a shit. Don't give a shit. You know? Don't give a shit. Don't like pedophiles. Don't like people who do like pedophiles. You know? Don't like top people who like pedophiles. By fucking child traffickers, Braden, which you obviously are in here trying to protect. You know? I'm sorry that me not liking pedophiles conflicts with you. Well, that's good. I bet you agree that pedophilia is okay too. You know? I bet you agree that pedophilia is good. In here arguing that pedophiles are fine. They should be able to fucking do pedophile shit, right? That's what you're in here arguing, you know? Who am I even talking about? Okay, let me give you the list of child traffickers that I know, the worker bees that are all involved. Michael Aquino. And you're going to have to fucking look them up if you don't know the names, because I don't think you're going to get it through osmosis. I don't think little bird is going to come and tell you who these people are. You know? The child trafficker worker bees. Michael Aquino. Heads the fuck thing, has since the 80s. Gabe Hoffman. Tom Schoenberger. Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple. He's using the Satanic Temple after school daycare to target the fucking kids. And his little friend, who's Kara from the Free Range Humans, who also calls herself Emily Thorne, who calls herself Skills, who now I guess is calling herself Siren. They fucking think they're Legion because they can come up with all kinds of names on the internet. Then you have Sewertown, Phoenix Enigma, aka Corey Daniel. His wife, Alicia Ray, a.k.a. the Sicilian Witch. You know? Daniel Dowd, Geo Farnsworth, DeFango, Jesse Davis, Tara Joyce. These are all the little worker bees of this fucking child trafficking ring. They've gone after every advocate. They were involved with Max Spears. Fuck. Tara Joyce will go on and on and on about how she's fucking was involved with Max Spears. They were all involved with Isaac Cappy. Or then they're not involved. The story changes. First they knew him, then they didn't know him, then they were under the bridge, then they were on the bridge. The stories just keep changing with the wind. As when it becomes inconvenient for them, their stories change. And they're in here 74, 84. These are all fucking bots. They're all bots. And when I look at my analytics, they're all from porn sites. That's what they're doing, is filling in porn sites. You know? You have my emails. You have my email. I'll forward all the shit to the fucking investigators that are in dealing with this. Because Neil Gross isn't the fucking only law enforcement idiot in America. And not all of them are bad. Some of them are actually good. You know, actually trying to do the right thing. Don't find this child trafficking funny at all. Don't find murder funny at all. Don't find meth operations and meth distribution funny at all. They don't find any of that funny. They certainly don't find kids getting fucked in the ass funny. They don't find pedophiles funny. You know? Again, more bots. They're all in here. More bots and more fake ass accounts calling me crazy, you know, because that's what they do. But you want to know what? All of you can say that, oh, it's the Democrats behind it, but they're trying to get that woman put in so they can vote on releasing the Epstein files. And who's doing that? The Democrats. And who's fighting against it? The Republicans. Who was best friends with fucking Jeffrey Epstein? Donald Trump. You know? Haven't seen anything that Kamala Harris, or Joe Biden were friends with fucking Epstein. Don't see any of that. But there's shit all over about Trump. But we don't want to say that because he has an R. Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was involved. He was a Democrat. Hillary Clinton, also involved. Bill Gates, involved. Warren Buffett, involved. PJ Morgan. I'm having a brain fart now. All of the people that were named in Omaha, you know? Alicia Owen. I did not know that Alicia Ray was Isaac's girlfriend. I had no clue. Send the shit out. You know? First, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I bet Obama was on the island. They're all involved. Every one of them. You know? Every one of them. Fuck. If you go to davidshurter.com and you go on the pages above, click on Confessions of an Antichrist, which is what my book, Rabbit Hole, It's the extended version of rabbit hole. Go in, look in the table of contents, and look up the chapter Obamaha, and see what Obama did when I contacted him and his office about all this child trafficking. Because there's a whole story there. The best thing about Obama not being president is now you can say you don't like him and you're not called a racist. You can just dislike him for something other than his color. You know? Didn't give a shit. I don't give a shit about his color. I just care the fact that he actually turned his back on a bunch of murdered kids to further his political career. You know? That's what they all do. Senator Cruz, oh, can't we just leave the little pedophiles alone? Guess who's fucking probably paying his flights to Cancun? You know? It wasn't conservatives who did it. You know? I do remember Teenage FBI. Never really heard much about it, but I knew that it was a thing for a minute. Fuck, Doug Mesner just sent me shit the other day saying that they have 60,000 secret police people that are just normal people out there. That's who I needed to be afraid of. If they had it their way, I'd be afraid of people hiding behind every fucking bush. You know? Well, you want to know what? Who's hiding it right now and who's trying to expose it? Right now. Right now. Right fucking now. Because Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Obama, they're not in fucking charge. They're not in the House. They're not in the Senate. They don't own they don't control the presidency. Who's fucking protecting it now? Who's hiding it now? You know? Who's hiding it now? Now. Now. Right now. Today. Because fuck, who cares about yesterday? You got a time machine? You're going to go back and fix it in yesterday? You know? I'm not afraid, dickhead. Not afraid at all. And you want to know what? Keyboard warriors, actually, we live in the time of the fucking internet. The internet has made everything so much smaller. You can do all kinds of shit on the internet now you never could before. But you're in here with a fake ass name, no fucking picture, defending fucking pedophiles. You know? If the list came out now with all the people that have been involved with all of the editing and all the people trying to hide it, would you trust the list now? Would you trust anything that came from these people? And then I guess the following question is why? Netanyahu. Bad dude. Just committing genocide. Guilty of fucking war crimes. There's a lot of fucking evidence. There's a lot of evidence. You want to know why there's no evidence? Because the police helped them. You know? Jake, why do I have a feeling that you are Geo? Hiding in here under a fake ass name, thinking that you actually have it. I'm neither wrong nor afraid. You know? Because they're all fucking hiding it. I wouldn't trust the list. Wouldn't trust the list at all. You know? And I'm not getting into all of this. I don't believe that Benjamin Netanyahu is an actual real Jewish person. I don't think he follows the faith at all. At all. You know? That's just me. Doesn't have anything to do with the fact that he claims he's Jewish or not. Just don't get it, you know? One of God's chosen is committing genocide. Oh, did he hear it from the fucking orange Jesus now? Because fuck, Trump is the reincarnation of Jesus Christ, right? That's what people are saying? He's the fucking Jesus Christ incarnate, right? You know? I've been at this for a long time, more than 5 fucking years. I published my book in 2012. The blog that I had was in 2011. I went to the cops. I do not have Trump derangement syndrome. You know? Calling him out because of the shit that he does, and you belong in a cult, you know? Oh my God. Oh, now it's the CIA. I thought it was the FBI, but now it's the CIA. Again, the stories keep changing. That's the problem. The stories keep changing. Over and over and over, they keep changing. You know? And I have a bunch of goddamn child killers in here saying, you know, threatening me, thinking that they want, because now they've sent, there's 90 people in here, and now Sewertown, Daniel Dowd, Geo Farnsworth have gotten his friends to come in here. And now they're going to all come in here and make their stupid infantile comments and all of their insults like they actually are somebody or something. I am putting people in timeouts because I'm not arguing with them. But don't worry, because I'm putting them in. I've taken screenshots of everything, and when I post the shit on my blog, I'll post every one of the fucking screenshots, like I always do. But I'm not gonna spend my entire time arguing with anonymous motherfuckers who think that they can take over my venue. You know? 88 people. There's not 88 people in here. But 4 likes. But there's 88 people. When I get off here, it'll show me how many people supposedly were in here with the bots. You know? Right. And I'm not gonna let them drive me crazy. Oh, they try. They try. Go to my blog. Just read the screenshots of their shit. They say there's no proof, but I fucking just show screenshots of their shit. You know? It's their own fucking words that I'm showing. Their own shit that I show. This is just the next step to the next step. You know? I agree with that. I agree with that. It's always a step to the next step. But I'm going to get off here. Let's see if this live still stays up. Because the last live disappeared. The 10-minute live that I did disappeared. You know? If it isn't real, then why is some bitch sitting? Right. Right. I guess the grand jury just didn't work. See, our legal system doesn't work when it comes to fucking pedophiles and rich people. All the poor people, all the people of color that are all in jail, it worked perfectly for them. But Americans have it out for the white pedophiles. You know? I clicked save. She's in a nicer jail. She's in a country club jail. And everybody in that jail is uncomfortable because she shouldn't be there. And let's remember, she went there after meeting with Trump's lawyer. You know? It was a quid pro quo. That's what it was. And the bitch is a known fucking liar. She lied over and over and over. Trump is a time traveler. That's the dumbest thing. There is no time travel. They're not going back in time. You know? I don't find any of this to be funny. I don't find this child trafficking to be funny. They all think we're stupid. Everyone, they all think we're stupid. And they're right about some. Shit. Some of them, you wonder if they even have a working brain cell. I can't believe that they can get up in the morning and brush their teeth, take a shower, drink a coffee, and get in their car without stopping because their brain cells don't seem to work. I've been at this for a long time. Dude, if they could control time, they'd go back and switch stuff. You know? They'd go back and switch stuff. Come back to fucking reality. Child trafficking is a fucking reality. That's the shit that needs to be dealt with. You know? Maybe they learned how to grow wings and fly, too. because you're an idiot. And I'm not going to argue about time travel. You know? Fucking stupid shit. Oh, yeah. They were. Pedophilia was accepted in the 80s, too. Shit. By the way things are going, I'm not so sure it's not acceptable right now. Because things are going the same way. Things are going the same way. You know, people will turn away. Phone keeps. That adrenochrome is bullshit. Name one of them who's been drinking that shit that stayed young. Even one. It's not. Yeah, now I'm back down to 3. It was 90 something, and they're overheating my phone. Because they don't like me exposing this child trafficking. They hate it when I do this, and I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. These fucking child traffickers need to be fucking called out, and they need to be stopped. Children deserve more. More than thoughts and prayers. That's just how I feel. They need more than thoughts and prayers. Your thoughts and prayers aren't stopping them from fucking them in the ass. And then killing them, because it's not like they take them and give them back. The child trafficking shit is, and it's human trafficking. It's not just kids. It's human trafficking. It's not just little girls either. It's little boys and women and men. And now it's back up to 40. See the games that they play? See the fucking games that they play? If I was crazy or a liar, why would they care so much? But they do. They care an awful lot. They care a great deal. Obviously. Obviously. So for those of you who actually want to support and help me, in the United States, I sell my book. This is all about child trafficking in the 80s in Omaha. PayPal and Venmo is just at D Shurter, so it's just my first initial, my last name. I'll put the thing in for the link to buy me a coffee. $1 helps. The reason why they're so angry about this one now, and the reason why they're overheating my phone and they're sending in bots, is because they don't like it when people are in here agreeing with me. But there's nothing that I'm saying that is crazy. There's nothing that I'm saying that you can say, oh, wow, you know, he's crazy. You want to fucking give me money for a haircut, dude? I'd be more than willing to go get my haircut. But otherwise, fuck you. Who are you? The fashion police? You know? Get a fucking clue, dude. I can't afford to get my haircut every 6 weeks. I live on disability. $1,000 a month. Less. Close to that. With insurance, house insurance, fucking utilities, all of that, you can imagine, it doesn't go very far. You know? Years. Since I was 27, I have complex PTSD because of the major abuse. Major fucking abuse. My name is in the goddamn thing. You know my name. This is my name. This is the book. Got nominated for Book of the Year when I published it. Of course, if you listen to Doug Mesner, he thinks that everybody who entered this contest got a Book of the Year. It was a participation thing. It's bullshit. Go read my book. I'm not going to spoon feed everything. Read my book. If you don't want to buy it from me, you can buy it on Amazon. Shit, I'm sure they have a free version out of there someplace. You know? So, with that said, none of this is funny. The videos of them blowing up my house and burning it down, especially when they blew up the Early, Iowa gas station. It's not funny. It's not, I don't find it funny that my sheriff is helping them. My sheriff and his deputies got filmed hanging up flyers in town with my name, my picture, my address, calling me a pedophile, hoping that someone would show up, you know? Dude, I have a vegetable garden. Coming in here as a goddamn anonymous person insulting people, thinking that you're all that in a bag of chips. It's just sad. Don't have a clue, huh? Does it hurt to be so stupid? Or are you just stupid? I'm involved in getting child trafficking taken care of. Exposing child trafficking. My parents were involved. They're working with my stepmother. My stepmother was killing kids with my dad. That's how it started. That's how all this started. I went to Nebraska State Patrolman, cold case John Pankin in 2007 and made him take my DNA because there was DNA left on the Ricky Chaddick case, an abducted and murdered 10-year-old boy that I knew my dad and my stepmother did, you know? So I've been at this heavy since 2007 and haven't stopped and don't plan on it. Don't fucking plan on it. People can fucking defend pedophiles all you fucking want. And great. Of course, you all do it in fucking secret because you're all in here under anonymous accounts. You know? I don't drink beer. I don't like beer. Every once in a while, I like an Stella Artois. No, they're not in jail. My dad's dead. My stepmother's working with the fucking child traffickers right now. The same fucking child traffickers who just sent me emails and posted shit on YouTube in my mentions bragging about murdering my friend. You know? Robert David Steele exposed Thomas Schoenberger as CIA. Exposed him as CIA. If you go type in Robert David Steele, Vice News, he fucking walked out just by the mere mention of Thomas Schoenberger's name. So let me end this thing by mentioning all the fucking child traffickers that are all the worker bees to this. So fuck the Epstein files. Let's go after the worker bees and actually stop the shit. You know? Oh my God, they're just in here just filling it up. Fuck little kids. Again, does it hurt to be so goddamn dumb? So I'll just end it by mentioning the child killers all over again. Child traffickers. Michael Aquino. I don't believe he's dead. They say he's dead. Don't believe he's dead. Part of the CIA. Was involved with all of this child trafficking bullshit in the 80s and was protected under the guise of national security. Gabe Hoffman works right in conjunction with fucking Michael Aquino. Thomas Schoenberger works in conjunction with all of them. Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple. Real name Doug Masico. Doug Mesner has a million different fucking names, million different aliases. He's using his he's the founder of the Satanic Temple. You know? There is a digital copy of the book. There's also a Kindle, a Audible version of the book. It's on Amazon. You don't have to buy it from me. It's on Amazon. You know? Just type in my name, type in rabbit hole. It'll come up. I sell them for $30 because I can't sell them. It costs me $15 to buy. In the United States, it's $5 to ship. I still have to buy the envelopes, you know? So then you have Sewer Town. Corey Daniel, a.k.a. Phoenix Enigma. Alicia Ray, a.k.a. Sicilian Witch. Both heavily involved with the murder of Isaac Cappy. Geo Farnsworth, Daniel Dowd. Also involved with the murder of my best friend Owen. They just bragged about it last night. Jesse Davis, DeFango, Craig Sawyer. Craig Sawyer went all over. The reason why they murdered Isaac Cappy is because he was trying to expose that homeless camp on the border of Arizona. But then Craig Sawyer and Russ Dizdar went all over national news. They were the heroes. They took in so much fucking money, didn't do shit. And then they murdered Isaac Cappy over it. You know? Murdered Isaac Cappy over it. Blog, davidshurter.com. There's all kinds of shit on there. screenshots of their own shit. I just post it there every fucking time. Go into the search bar, type in names. They'll come up. You can go research. You know? I've been at this for 2007. Why anybody thinks that I can explain everything that I've been going through and everything that I've exposed since 2007 in a fucking one live video, it's because you live in reality television land. You know? And so this child trafficking bullshit needs to stop. And those of you who agree with Cruz, oh, we need to stop attacking the pedophiles, go fuck yourselves. You know? The only thing I can say is enjoy the fucking dark when you end up there. But that's this video. That's this video. I never watch mainstream either. Don't care. And when I do watch news, I go onto YouTube and I watch it all. MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, Newsmax, because they all lie. So you have to watch all of them and then try and piece together what you think the truth is, because they all have an objective and they all lie. Both sides. Doesn't make any difference what letter they have after their name. Democrats lie, Republicans lie. What we're facing is the rich against the poor. The 1% that owns 97% of the wealth wants the remaining 3%. That's what we're going through right now. And they all serve Israel. I just watched something, this grandma, she's on TikTok. She said, we live in America, and in America, you can talk about politicians. You can say, not only Democrats lie. Exactly. They all do. They all lie. But this grandma was just like, you know, we live in America. You can talk about your politicians. We can talk about our politicians. We can say things that we don't like about our politicians. The only... So they keep heating up my phone, button down. And you doing this. God. You know, anybody who really wants to get a hold of me, anybody who has information, anybody who thinks that they have stuff that they need me to share with investigators, David at davidshurter.com or dlshurter@gmail.com. Either one. You know? This shit needs to stop. This child trafficking needs to be exposed. Flat out, it needs to be exposed. And anybody who's waiting on that list, it's worthless. And they're back to frying my phone, 32 people. You have to wonder why, because they tell everybody I'm a liar and I'm crazy. Why are they so focused on me? They're obviously focused on me. They're burning up my phone. They're sending bots in. They send me fucking threatening emails. They make videos about my house burning up. They murder my friends. They send videos where they're lynching me and all of that shit. You gotta wonder why. You know? Gotta wonder why.